10 ways to hear when God speaks to you. When we pray, we are speaking to God, but when we meditate, we are listening to God. I was recently at a Christian meditation workshop with some colleagues. We enjoyed it and we found it to be a pretty profound experience. We practiced sitting quietly and listening for God to speak to us. Many people at the workshop revealed that they were very frustrated with their lack of return of communication from God. I just don't think they knew how to hear God. They did not know what they were even looking for. Imagine looking at a Where's Waldo book, at one of those Where's Waldo maps, and you're looking for Waldo, but you don't know what he looks like. If you didn't know about his signature, glasses, and striped hat and sweater, you wouldn't know what you're doing. It's the same kind of idea. He could be right in front of you and you wouldn't even know it. So people are searching for meaning, for answers. They're looking for this outside of themselves. They're looking for it in alcohol, drugs, promiscuity, or people are looking for a quick fix or a dopamine rush. The truth is, the answer is in you, as God works and speaks through you. You can be your own prophet. All you have to do, really, is listen. You are a spirit having a human experience. In this physical body, we are much more attuned to the physical dimension, that's true. The one that is recognized by the 5 senses. The 6th sense, though, and above, they're available through special attention, intention, and practice. We have to keep in mind that speaking to someone in a non-physical realm may not look or sound the same as speaking with a physical being that's right in front of you in the physical 3D realm. With that being said, I want to show you and explain 10 ways that God may be communicating with you. One or more of these will resonate with you for sure. And after this, I implore you to watch this video here. 5 steps to hearing God's answers. Okay, the first way that God is speaking to you is with spoken words. Listen with an open mind. The voice you hear will be your own. That's still God using your voice to communicate with you. Often we think that God hasn't answered our prayers or hasn't answered our questions or queries, but He has. We just don't recognize it because it's our own voice. So just listen carefully. Number 2, God will answer you with images or pictures. So when an image pops into your head, or a memory perhaps, something visual, that is also God answering your question. The third way is through emotions. Emotions are the seat of the soul. Remember, when you have a question or worries or something that you're not sure about, and then you feel a certain way, that's often God giving you an answer of how you're going to feel when that whole problem is solved. The fourth way that God is speaking to you is through your desires and your urges. Remember, God is not in the 3D realm with us. God is a being that is above the 3D. So God doesn't get to have the experiences that we do. God has different, profound experiences in His own place where He is. But we are here to live through God. So God lives vicariously through us. And when we have a desire to do something, it is a desire given from God. Now, the fifth way is through sudden inspiration. There are 2 avenues to these kinds of ideas. There's intentional brainstorming, and then there's sudden inspiration, where an idea just sort of pops into your head, like a gift from God, right? Way number 6 that God communicates with you is through conditions or states of being. So this could be a headache. I know, it's not always good, right? Could be some feeling of nausea, a gut feeling uptight maybe, tiredness, even euphoria, adrenaline rush, extreme calm. This is like a mood, but it lasts a little bit longer. If what you're doing is right for you, it's sort of a sense of your intuition. Follow it. Number 7 is God will speak to you in a dream. So each dream must be interpreted in your own way based on your own experience and what you've been through, who you've met, things people have said to you. Dreams do have a scientific side to them, but they also have that spiritual side, so pay attention. Number 8 is through someone else's words. So when you're listening to the radio, for example, and you're wondering something and all of a sudden you switch to a station and the words are sort of answering your question and you always think it's kind of weird or it's kind of interesting, pay attention. Those words were meant for you. Or maybe somebody else, you'll hear half of a conversation when you're at dinner and you'll hear somebody else talking. It's almost like they were talking to you, but not to you. Those words, again, were meant for you. It's sort of like God's little way of sneaking in little bits of communication where it's possible. Number 9 is environmental print. Environmental print is anything you see out in the environment that's in writing. So it could be license plates, it could be signs of stores, it could be directions, it could be street names. All of this is speaking to you. So it could be those angel numbers. It could be a name of a street that you see, and then you hear that same word on the radio, and then you see that same name as a name of a store. That repeatedness is a form of synchronicity, and that is God talking to you. And number 10 is animals. Remember, animals are not like humans in the sense that they do not have an ego to answer to. Animals are loving and sweet, and they work with their instincts and intuition, and also their God-given instincts. They sense when we're upset, they sense when we're tired, they sense when we're depressed or in need of some love. So that's the kind of thing you're going to get from an animal. And that's, in a sense, that animal speaking to you. Hello, how are you? Just in time, Mr. Animal, how are you? Remember, when speaking to God, it is almost always indirect, subtle, or symbolic. You may have to interpret or transmute the message. This is where your intuition and higher self come in. The key, though, to fully understanding your communication with God is to practice and speak to Him often. Pray when you're grateful for something, not only when you need help. Prayers of praise are powerful. Just recognizing God's infinite and ultimate power in the form of prayer, it can do wonders for your relationship with God and for your own sense of being cared for by this intense, strong universal force. Feeling safe releases you from the continuous fight or flight and activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, that's it. That is 10 ways that God is speaking to you. Can you comment below? Let me know which ways you have noticed. And if you notice, I'm not mentioning the word synchronicity a whole lot, but a lot of these are synchronicity. A lot of the times this lack of direct communication is something you have to interpret from the things that happen in your life that are meaningful to you more than they're meaningful to other people. So you might interpret something as God speaking to you, and someone else will say, what, that was just a random thing. But don't listen. Listen to God, not to that person who's being a doubter, right? You know what's being said to you. Okay, guys, I love you so much. Have the most wonderful day, and be positively happy. Mwah. I'm almost done. I missed the ending of it. Just wait. So pray when you're grateful, not only when you need. Feeling safe releases you from the conscious. The key, though, to fully understand your communication with God. Jacob, can you just wait like 1 more minute before you make noise? I'm almost done here.